Hello, it's Tom with Digital Foundry. Rocket League is easily one of the biggest surprises of this console generation, and I've sunk far too many hours to count into the PS4 and PC versions already. On paper it sounds daft, but playing football with rocket-powered cars has turned out to be a real winning formula, a concept anyone can grasp quickly, but one that also rewards practice. Anyway, now the trifecta is complete, and we have it on Xbox One as well, as shown right here on your screen. It took almost a year to make the double jump to Microsoft's machine, but the good news is it's definitely been worth the wait, and this is a great conversion. Right, so you're probably wondering how it all holds up compared to PS4 and indeed PC. For starters, it runs at a full 1080p resolution, just like PS4, and this means you get a razor sharp clarity while looking across the field. One snag here though is that there isn't any anti-aliasing run over the top on either console version. Grass shaders and the stadium's bright neon lights tend to produce a lot of jagged edges as a result. There's no treatment at all, so it can look a little rough at times. In fact, only the PC version offers a solution to this. Now in terms of textures, lighting, effects, shadows and so on, these two are very close. From the light shafts flickering through the stadia walls to the burst of particle effects on passing a boost pad, both consoles look great. There is a trade-off though. On Xbox One you get all of these same effects as PS4 and PC, but at an occasional cost of frame rate depending on what maps you're playing. Basically, it's a strong 60 FPS game on Xbox One, even in taxing 3v3 games on Mansfield Park stage in stormy weather. However, it does struggle visibly more than PS4 in other levels, such as the Utopia Colosseum. Check this out, we get hits to 50 FPS and sometimes lower when filling the screen with effects like this, something that just isn't an issue on PS4 from our tests. Again, both sides of the screen aren't perfectly matched, but across the stretch of play it does paint a clear picture that Xbox One has some issues in this area where PS4 does not. Now it's very curious to see PS4 performing so well. After all, if you'll remember, near its launch last June we ran a similar test with 3 vs 3 matches on the same stages, and frame rates were all over the place. This is how it ran back then, dropping to 30 FPS and sometimes even lower when really pressed. But at some point between then and this latest patch, the game has been optimised for a far better lock on 60 FPS, and now it rarely misses a beat. On PS4 it's a really sturdy performer, but Rocket League also turns in a very respectable frame rate on Xbox One. Which brings us to our last point. Whether it's the PS4 or Xbox One versions, Rocket League retains some of PC's graphics options, and in the settings menu on either machine you can switch off VSync entirely or toggle weather effects. But can this help Xbox One with its occasional frame rate drops? If we run a replay of the same game with VSync disabled, as shown on the right, it's clear frame rates do improve, if only marginally. This causes a trade-off in image quality, and wherever we got frame rate drops before, we now also get a tear to the top third of the screen. But overall it does actually reduce the extent of the drops, with frames being rendered out even in a partial state. It means we get about a 1 to 2 frames per second advantage with it disabled, and controls can feel much smoother as a result, and generally it's hard to catch the resulting tearing by eye. Anyway, that's enough of our testing. To recap, PS4 and Xbox One both run at 1080p at a solid 60 FPS with very close visual settings, though Microsoft's machine does have unique drops on certain maps. It's not enough to ruin the experience at all, and for Xbox One owners this is an excellent conversion of the game. And for PS4 owners, the good news here is frame rates have improved vastly since we last saw the game in action. So that's it for now. If you found this interesting, give us a like or subscribe below, and until next time, catch you later.